Let's see. Here we go. Is honesty a weakness? As narcissists tend to find honesty and authenticity repulsive, it counters their game. Narcissists will provoke, belittle, and berate the honest one until they leave the social setting permanently.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I have come around from this, especially working with one of the MOA coaches from Archer, and just it's amazing how, because I think I had that problem too of not being open and honest, or not being honest by omission. And now I'm completely open and honest from the beginning. And the reason is because when you're meeting women and you want to find out, it's like, how much my time is what's most important to me. Do I want to give this woman any of my time? So I'm going to ask logistic questions, and she's going to ask me questions. I'm going to be open and honest about it and look for her reaction, because if she's not someone I'm interested in wanting to give my time to, then we're saving a lot of that by being open and honest. I think it's really important that you be open and honest from the beginning, because it is narcissistic to hide or to deceive.
Full disclosure. Well, here's my problem with the word narcissist. First of all, narcissism is exceptionally rare. Like real clinical narcissism is like a fraction of 1% of the population would be called clinically, medically treatable fucking narcissists. Right. Okay. That's the problem that I have the most with the term narcissist. So, so is honesty necessarily a weakness? Well, are we talking about honesty, or are we talking about vulnerability? Because those are two different concepts as well too. So is vulnerability weakness? Yes. Look it up in the dictionary. It literally says weakness.
Yeah.
So either words have meaning and we stick with them, or they don't. So like, lighten up, Francis.
Because it's a problem of projection or writing a covert contract. Well, I'm not going to tell her the truth in the beginning because she might not like it, and I'd really like to get with her, So it's like, well, what is your end goal?
Right.
Are you looking for a relationship? Are you looking to just get with her? You can be open and honest.
I always wonder why like people have a problem with being honest. Like, so like, no, I don't think anyone in, at least in my neck of the fucking manosphere and the red pill, is saying, yeah, lie to her as much as possible so you can get fucking laid, man. Nobody is saying that.
No.
In fact, why would you lie if honesty was going to get you further? I
think that's guys fall into that trap of believing that if they're honest, it won't work.
They get scared of the reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it ends up being.
They're worried about rejection. Number one, they're fearful of rejection. So they're trying to hold back from that. But then it's like
what are you going to, okay, so what's the opposite of honesty? You're going to lie? Okay. What are you lying about? Tell me, like, give me the specifics. Like you drive a fucking Ford Pinto and you say you have a Lamborghini or something like that. Maybe you don't want to say that. Okay. Right. That's stupid. But like, as far as honesty is concerned, it's like, well, I think more guys have a problem with being too honest and spilling their fucking guts on the restaurant table on date number one, instead of being, somewhat of a challenge, being like, make a woman work for that honesty, make her fucking like want to unwrap you as like a fucking onion, like the layers of you. And it's a very simple concept. I didn't come up with it, but it's called breadcrumbing. Like learn how to effectively and ethically breadcrumb with a woman, like so that she wants to come back for more. I'm trying to figure this guy out. You become this puzzle for her to figure out, man.
Yeah.
Are you being honest? If you don't tell her everything on the first date, you don't spill your guts on the first date. Are you being deceptive? No, you're just you're still being honest. You're just drip feeding the fucking honesty to her, because so she becomes, wrapped up and she wants to be more engaged. She wants to be a part of your world, right? She wants are you controlling frame by drip feeding honesty, or are you controlling flame by going, okay, when I was 12, my mom said this, and when I was 13, I went to junior high school and I got wedgies and I didn't really fit in, and then by the time I was 16, I was a sophomore in high school, and on and on and on and on, your whole fucking life story like that. No chick wants that.
The term that
boring.
The term that we tend, you got to be more calibrated. You just can't emotionally vomit everything all over, right? Like you said, you're going to ruin it. There is a bit of a pace that you need to maintain.
Challenge. Like people say, you want to be a mystery.
And you need to be more calibrated about how you, and you do. Like, you let her earn the answers.
It's better if she, okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to honesty, there's a difference between you broadcasting honesty and her discovering it.
Right.
Okay. For instance, when I was just telling you before, when I was with the girl we were talking about before,
Right.
and suddenly she doesn't know who I am. I'm kind of talking to her. I can tell she's throwing IOIs at me and everything. I practice catch and release game. I'm not going to go anywhere with this chick. And then when I started talking to these guys that came up to me with social proof, oh, you have some sort of like somewhat, I don't want to call it celebrity, but celebrity, right? Yeah. And then suddenly now my status shoots up because I'm surrounded by guys who suddenly want to get my input on something or want to take a selfie with me because they just recognize me, right? Now suddenly I go from being he's interesting to wow, he's really interesting, right? Yeah, right. Now, was I honest? Could I have said, yeah, I'm Rollo Tomassi. I'm the best-selling author. I'm being honest. I'm the best-selling author of the Rational Male series. It's been around for 20. Well, I've been doing this for 22 some odd years. The book's been around for 11 years. Blah blah blah. I really help these guys out. I save their lives.
It's like you're reading from your resume.
Yeah. So if I don't give her my resume, am I being honest about it, or am I being disingenuous by not telling her everything right up front within the first 5 minutes, or is it more effective if I don't say shit and then suddenly these guys come up to me and go, oh, you Rollo Tomassi? I want to shake your hand, right? Yeah. That is way better fucking social proof and pre-selection than it would be if I was to just go rattle off all my fucking bona fides to a chick. So
no, it's true. It seemed like a pretty easy question, right? But it's not an easy answer.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and then so it's like, but the thing I get is this, and I've had this conversation recently, is narcissism. And like when I talk about, and I will challenge anybody, by the way, Rob Henderson, any of you guys want to challenge me on this, you know where to find me here in Las Vegas. I don't think we should call dark triad personality traits dark. I don't think at all. I think they're just personality traits. They are antisocial. They can be taken to the extreme, but without them, the person dies. So like if we take narcissism to its most illogical extreme, then you get the Tinder swindler. Okay. Right. But if you take a guy who is like so anti-narcissism and is so selfless, he becomes a doormat and no fucking woman wants to fuck him, right? So there's this sort of spectrum of narcissism, right? With what is narcissism? Self-love, right? And there's this great line in Shakespeare, Henry V, self-love, my liege, is not so great a sin as self-neglect. That's just describing the two ends of that fucking spectrum as far back as, Shakespearean times, right? And so you got the guy who's the doormat who just basically has no self-love. He's just selfless and would lay over kin altruism, right? He would just die for the tribe, right? And then there's the guy who is just like, fuck everybody. I'm the most important thing on planet Earth. Most people are somewhere in between. What makes it dark and what makes it light? Why don't we call it light triad? What would be the light triad personality? Agreeableness, conscientiousness, shit that fits in with a female life plan, probably. But yet, what's the number one attractant to men? It's dark triad personality traits. If you have those in a character in a movie, women gravitate towards that. Do. They want that. They want narcissism. They want Machiavellianism, which most women couldn't even tell you who Nikolai Machiavelli is, right?
The vampire, the werewolf, the beast.
Right. And then psychopathy, right? Psychopathy. If I would say you're a psychopath, then what are you, like, Jeffrey Dahmer or something like yeah, that's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum.
But people still have levels of psychopathy to their personality. I do, you do, everyone else.
Sure.
Because if you didn't, you'd be dead, right? Because you would just give up everything. That leans over in towards nihilism. Yeah. So there has to be some sense of self-importance. Otherwise, you would not go and eat your Taco Bell Grande to keep yourself alive, right?
Quiero Taco Bell.
I know. Sounds good now. That's my cheating food. Cheating food is Taco Bell.
The macros on the number 10, it's like 3 Dorito Loco tacos and a drink or whatever. But
I'm in.
The macros are not that bad.
There's some
for a cheat meal, it's not bad.
I remember Jacob. Jacob liked to go on taco. There was something he used to get there because the macros weren't too bad. He would pick out on that. Yeah.
I know. Don't. It's Sunday. Sunday's my cheat day. I have to go on the way home. I'm looking at those Doritos over there.
Yeah, it's tough.
How do you stay so strong? Doritos. Yeah. No, but I think that the term narcissism is something we really need to sort of redefine, because we've been talking shit about narcissism for a long time, yet it's a prime attractant for women. And then, so if that's the case,
narrow it down.
If that's the case, then why would that be? Why would narcissistic men be attractive to women? Why would psychopathic men be attractive? Why would Machiavellianism be attractive to men? We don't want to have those conversations. We just want to say that these are dark. They're antisocial. So what's the opposite of antisocial? It's pro-individual. So what's good for the individual seems to be what women are attracted to. Imagine that. The more like, do the chicks dig jerks? I can't believe it. Do I have to be an asshole? No, but you have to harness the energy and the attitude of the asshole. You don't have to be, a son of a bitch.
Well, you have I always say it wrong, but it's you are at the center of your own universe, right?
That's a point of origin.
You're at your point of origin. People say, "Oh, you're an asshole," or you folk, but no, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're your own priority.